Good afternoon, ladies. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm really glad to have you here today. This is it's our fourth session, right? So you can correct me if I'm wrong. This is our fourth session, and we're going to talk about how you can implement Google Workspace across your business. So my name is Beryl Okwach. I'll be your trainer for this session. All right. I'm also in Kenya with you, but I know we have other participants who are joining us from other countries, and it's okay. So if you've just joined us and if you can hear me, if you can see my screen, please let me know in the chat section. All right. So introduce yourself. Tell us where you're joining us from. What is your name? If you have your business, what kind of business are you dealing with? All right. So I will be looking at the chat section. I have my colleague Jane Francis in the chat section. She's the moderator for this session. She'll be taking care of your inquiries and questions if you have any. All right. So feel free to drop your questions, or if you need me to repeat anything, if you need me to go back on other slides, please let me know. Jen will be looking at that. And then I also have my other colleague, Judith. She is the broadcaster for this session. You won't be able to see her, but thank you so much, Judith, for ensuring that we go live on this session. All right. So if you've just joined us, I'll repeat again. Introduce yourself in the chat section. Tell us where you're joining us from and what kind of business you're dealing with. All right. Let's make this as interactive as possible. I like to answer, I like to respond to a lot of questions, and I like to have an active audience. So please, let's try and, keep up some energy in this training. All right. So Nelly Abuti, hi Nelly. Nelly is joining us from Kenya. Kenya where? I'm in Nairobi at the moment. So Kenya where? And then Nelly deals with medical equipment. She's a medical equipment distributor. Glad to be here. Thank you so much, Nelly, for joining us. Who else do we have here? So maybe just to drop their name in the chat section. Like Nelly, let us know the kind of business you're dealing with and where you're joining us from. All right. So I did mention the topic for the day is going to be, we're going to learn how to implement Google Workspace across your business. Is it this? Sorry, I think we are going to learn this is not the topic for the day. Sorry about this. It should be about getting set up on Google My Business. All right. That's the topic for the day. Just give me a second to change this slide. So I'm so sorry about that. I'm really, really sorry about that. This is what we are going to cover today, getting set up on Google My Business, not on Workspace as we talked about, but getting set up on Workspace is another topic that we are going to cover in other subsequent sessions. All right. So thank you, Nelly. Thank you, Jennifer, for joining us. Good afternoon, Jennifer and Nina. Nice to have you back again. So Nina, my name is Nancy in the adventure and touring industry in Kenya. Thank you, Nina, and thank you, Mary and Jacinta from Nigeria. Thank you all so much for joining us today. All right. So I'll introduce myself again. My name is Beryl Okwach. I'm your trainer for this session. I work with Impact Her, and I have my colleague Jane also in the chat section. She's the moderator for this session. She's going to be taking care of your inquiries and questions if you have any. And I also have my other colleague, Judith. She's the broadcaster for this session, ensuring that everything runs smoothly. There are no technical issues that we are going to experience. Hi, Kellen. Thank you so much for joining us. And Jennifer, thank you so much. So as indicated on the screen, today we are going to learn about getting set up on Google My Business profile. Yesterday we went on the Yesterday we talked about Google My Business briefly, all right? So today we're going to deep dive into it and getting to learn on how you can set up your business on it, all right? So if you have any questions as we move along, please make sure you drop your questions. If you tried getting set up on the business profile from yesterday and you experienced any issue, you can also let us know. We should be able to help with that. I know most of us have problems with verification. So we're going to cover and see how we can, overcome that. And I hope that when this session ends, we'll have learned a lot from that. So the three agendas that we're going to cover today, this is what you're going to cover. The first agenda, you're going to look at how you can help your business be discoverable, or rather get discoverable on the Google business profile. So the Google business profile, just so you don't get confused, is more or less the same as Google My Business. There was a name change, but it's one and the same thing, all right? And then after learning how to get discoverable, how do you set up the business profile, all right? And how do you create an engaging Google My Business profile listing, all right? So that's what you're going to cover today. I'll remind you all, we have a boot camp that's ongoing, all right? If you want to learn about how to increase your sales as a business, how to grow your business, do you want to learn how to pitch your business to potential investors, what kind of fundings are available for businesses, and how can you look at which one you can, position your business for. So all of these topics will be covered in the Google Hustle Academy, and it's very free, all right? So Jane will post the link in the chat section. Make sure you sign up for the bootcamp. It's a 1 week long bootcamp. I'll reiterate again that it's very free. So just sign up for it, all right? So discovering the Google My Business profile. This is the first agenda that you're going to cover. So if you can just go to your phones, if you're using this session, if you've accessed this session with your machine, maybe just go to your phone and try and type, can you find a pizza delivery near you? Are you able to find, if you're looking to get a pizza shop at the moment, you can type, maybe if you're looking for pizza, you can look at pizza shops near me, all right? Or pizza delivery near me, all right? So what are the kind of terms that you're using to, look for this pizza shop, all right? So getting into that, that will lead us to what keywords are, all right? So keywords are the search queries that your clients, or rather your target audience, uses on the search engine to either get to your business or to try and search for products or services that they're interested in, all right? So for the instance that I was talking about in regards to pizza, you can see that if let's say I'm based along Thika Road, all right, and I want to get pizza delivered to my place, and I'm not sure if there are any pizza shops near me, all right? I'm not specific of the kind of brand that I would want, or the kind of brand that has a shop near me. So generally, I would search for pizza delivery near me. So dependent on whether the business has a business profile or how well it is, they should be able to appear on my searches, all right? So those are keywords. And if we look at the previous sessions that we had, we talked about trying to learn the importance of keywords when we are curating content, all right? So it also goes, it takes us back to that, all right? So looking at Google Maps, all right, we will try and see why it's important to get the right keywords when you're setting up your Google My Business, all right? and the business profile, the Google My Business profile, just to give you an overview on what it is. All right. It is a service that it's a Google service, or rather Google tool, that helps you get discoverable on either Google search or Google Maps. All right. So the GMB helps you or your business get discoverable on either Google Maps or Google search. All right. So what is Google Maps? If we are what is Google Maps? Because now we are telling you that your business will get discoverable on Maps and on search. But what is Maps? Have you interacted with Maps before? Have you placed your business on Google Maps? All right. And why is it important? So rather, Google Maps is a web-based service that provides detailed information, regions, and sites around the world. All right. So it gives us views on satellite and locations for businesses, for shops, all right. And if we look at statistics, because it's very important to try and factualize whatever decisions that you're making. If you're going to look at statistics and how businesses are able to connect with customers, so we have to look at previous case scenarios and then base our decisions on that in terms of projecting uh, what we would achieve at the end of the actions that you're going to put in place. So 87% of smartphone users turn to search first in a moment of need. All right. So I'm at the comfort of my home and there's a service I need or there's a product that I need. Instead of going out of the house and doing, and walk around just blindly, I would go to my phone directly and search for whatever it is that I'm looking for. If I am looking for a clothing store, I mean a certain design of dress, if I'm looking for African print dresses, I will go online and search African print shops that I will go online and look for shops that sell African print dresses. All right. So you can see that 80%, 87% of smartphone users turn to search first in the moment of need. All right. And 30% of all mobile searches are related to location. All right. So if I'm looking for the shops that sell the African print dresses, all right, I would want to uh, get a shop that is near me so that in case I need to do a walk-in, if in case I need to go there in person, it's around where I'm located for conveniency. All right. So 30% of mobile searches are related to location. So I would search shops in Nairobi that sell African print dresses. All right. Because I'm based in Nairobi. Okay. And then 67% of mobile, I mean, of 60%, 67% of people say Google Maps is the preferred navigation app. I mean, if you're even driving yourself or if you're in an Uber and you just place your direction, they get to maneuver their way around with Google Maps. All right. So it's the most preferred navigation map. All right. And what are some of the benefits that you get from, placing your location on Google Maps? Why is it important to have satellite, have your business on satellite view? All right. So the first thing, you get to mark your location. You get to mark your location. All right. You get an exclusive online presence that shows where your business is based. All right. So you're able to mark your location, which basically or generally makes it easier for potential clients to know where you are located. All right. It helps your target audience know where your business is located. And if at all they want to make walk-in appearances, they can get directions from maps. All right. Then you're also able to make your business discoverable. Say you have you have, let's say, I'll go back to the chat section. So I can see that Nelly deals with she's a medical equipment distributor and she has a shop in town, all right? Assuming her shop is in town. And I go to Google Maps and there's some medical equipment that I'm looking for, say maybe it's a thermometer or I don't know much about medical equipment, but let's go with that, all right? So I will go online and I search for distributors near me, then Nelly has a business profile. Her profile, her listing shows up on my search. All right. Then I go to Google Maps. I see, all right, they're located in Nairobi. Fine. So Nairobi, where? Nairobi town, CBD. Right. With Google Maps, I'm able to navigate my way around and access her shop instantly. All right. So that is, those are some of the benefits that you get by having your business on Google Maps. All right. So conducting nearby searches using maps. What are the benefits of conducting nearby searches using maps? All right. Just give me a second. Yeah. So what are the benefits of conducting nearby searches using maps? All right. So first of all, you're able to save places. All right. So I went to Nelly's shop, assuming I went to Nelly's shop. All right. I can save the place on my phone. I can save the map. I can save the location on my phone. So for the next time that I intend to go, it's easy for me to navigate my way around. All right. You get, your clients get directions to your place. We've talked about this, all right? And you're able to also search nearby, and you're able to make yourself discoverable globally, all right? So it's not just limited to, searches in Nairobi or searches in Kenya. You get discoverable globally, all right? So searching and choosing a business near me with Google Maps. All right. So just go online at the moment. If you're with your phone, try and go online and use a business name. Right. So let me look at the examples from people who just joined in. All right. So Muna, thank you so much for joining us, and Nora from Kenya. So if any one of you can drop me their business name, all right, and then we can go and search for the name of the business and see what pops up. All right. So either Nora, Faith, Saumu, thank you so much for joining us. So either of you can drop, hi Valerie, thank you for joining us. So if either of you can drop me their business name, all right, and then we can try, each of us can try and go online and search for the business online and see what comes up, all right? France, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your name, but I will use Uwumukiza. Thank you so much for joining us from Rwanda. So we are happy to have you here. So Bush and Events Africa. Thank you, Bush, for joining us. I am just on my phone right now. If you can all go to your phones and try and search for Bush and Events Africa and see what pops up. All right. You can go and search for Bush and Events Africa and see what pops up. Bush and Events Africa. Bush and Events Africa. Nora, Business Intelligence, International Consulting. All right. So we started with Bush and Events Africa. Events Africa near me. I don't think, I'm not sure if you can able to see my phone, but I can see that Bush and Events already has a business profile running. All right. So it's, it having the business profile makes it very discoverable, especially if you're using your phone. The first thing that comes up is the business profile, then the website after. All right. So even if you don't have a website, I'll just try to inform you again that Google My Business offers free websites. It offers free websites. So when you're creating a profile for yourself, you get the chance to get a free website if you don't have a website. But if you already have a website, you can link it. You can link it with your business profile. It basically just helps with your visibility as well. All right. So really, this is a good job, Bush and Events. And I can see you have some photos here trying to indicate, I mean, that try to rather show what your business is about. All right. So we're going to try and look at how more, I mean, what more you can do to ensure that you, like Jane mentioned, have a strong presence on Google. All right. Thank you, Jane, for that. And good job, Bush and Events. All right. So what really makes your listing stand out when you're creating or when you want to create a Google My Business profile? What makes your listing stand out? The first thing, before anything, make sure that when you're creating the profile, you're using your business name. It helps your clients get to find you easily. All right. So if it is Bush and Events Africa, that's the name that you're going to use for your Google My Business profile. All right. So make sure you also use a lot of images. These are high resolution images. All right. Make sure you use the correct images. If you have a logo, make sure you also input your logo. If you can't afford to get a designer to, develop a logo for you, you can go to Canva. Canva offers you a platform to create your own logo, all right? And it's free to use. So you can type canva.com. It also helps you with coming up with posters for your business. So try and interact with Canva, all right? The Google My Business profile, it's really good. If you also want to stand out on GMB, you need to encourage your clients to leave you reviews. Reviews are very important in terms of encouraging other potential customers to interact with your business and either the product or service that you're offering. All right. You also need to have your address. It's important to have your address. Where are you located? All right. And when you're entering your address, make sure you include your opening hours, your closing hours, your hours of operation. All right. If you're operating Monday to Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday half day, make sure you include all of that. This is very crucial information that you need to communicate to your audience. All right. And also the contact. At the end of the day, you want people to contact you. All right. So make sure you include your contact. Is it email? You want to be contacted by email or phone number? Do you have a WhatsApp business number? Include all of this on your listing. All right. And I did mention if you also have a website link, right? Make sure you input the website link when you're creating the Google My Business profile. All right. If you do not have a website, remember the Google Business profile gives you a chance to create a free website. All right. So I did mention and I did give brief statement trying to make you understand what Google My Business tool, Google My Business profile is. And I said it's a free tool that helps you manage how your business appears on Google search and Google Maps. All right. So the benefits that accrue from having a GMB are here as indicated on the screen. The first thing, you get to attract customers with a great business profile. We've seen the good job that Bush and Events has done. We can see he had an image out there that more or less showed us what he's dealing with. There was an outdoor campfire, according to me. I think that is what I saw. There was an outdoor campfire. So you can see it's more on the tours and travel industry. All right. So when you're also creating the business profile, ensure you indicate which industry you're in. All right. If you don't find your industry on the drop down, you can always choose the industry that is closest to what you're in. All right. So sometimes when you're creating the business profile, maybe you're in the manufacturing industry and the drop down does not have manufacturing. So try and look at the options that you have and choose the one that is more close to, the one that is more close to what you're in. All right. So you also get more ways to have people reach you, and you can see how customers connect with you. This is with the insights. All right. So the Google My Business also offers you a chance to get insights. You're able to see the amount of clicks that people make when they visit your GMB. Where did they get redirected from? What did they do when they came to your profile? You're able to see all of these things. Did they make a call when they dropped on your profile? Did they make a booking? All right. So all these insights you're able to get from that, and it can help you tweak your marketing strategies, and at the end of the day, make people convert with you. All right. So when you want to share latest updates, all right, you can use the Google Marketing Kit. All right. It is also a free tool. Google gives you these tools for free. All right. And you can try and leverage on these tools to try, like, for example, the marketing kit gives you a chance to create flyers. You can create social posts. You can make your customers, you can create flyers, you can create social posts, people can leave reviews with this, all right? So try and use the marketing kit, especially if you want to come up with posters and social posts. Jane will drop the link to the marketing kit in the chat section. All right. Jen will drop the link to the marketing kit in the chat section. So make sure you click on it, paste it on your browser, and then you can look at it after. It helps with creating free stickers, posters, social posts. All right. So make sure you click on the link and paste it on your browser. You can look at it after this session. All right. How do you stay competitive with the Google My Business profile? The first thing, it helps you to make informed marketing decisions. All right. So once I have the profile and I'm able to see insights like the performance of my profile in terms of how did people get to it? What did they do when they came to my profile? Did they make a call? All right. What are the reviews that I'm getting for people? Or if I'm not getting reviews, what should I do to have people leave reviews on my profile? All right. So it helps you to make really informed marketing decisions, especially if you're looking at, if you're doing competitor analysis, if you're doing competitor analysis and you can see the performance of your competitors on the platform. So what is working out for them? What is not working out for them? Can I emulate what they're doing? All right. And when I'm emulating that, I can also find a way to come up with my unique selling point. All right. And it's very important to have a unique value proposition for your business because it is what makes you stand out from the rest of the people who are in the same industry as you're in. All right. So you also learn from the successes and mistakes of others. I did talk about competitor analysis. You get to understand what services to offer to customers because when they come to your profile, when they click on your website, all right, what are they mostly, which page are they mostly visiting in? Which page are they mostly visiting? All right. So you get to know the interests of your clients, you get to know their preferences, and it helps you to learn how to position yourself after that. All right. And you get to identify how to stand out from your crowd, from the crowd. So I talked about having a unique selling point. All right. And you also get to discover industry trends and customer preferences. All right. So at this juncture, just give me a second. I think I will pause for questions. Do we have any questions? Do we have any questions? I will be taking questions at this point. Do we have any questions? Let me just go back to the chat section, see if we have any questions, but Jen has done a good job responding to inquiries so far, all right? I'm pausing for questions. I pause for questions. So let me see. I have a question, Lisa, regarding the photos I upload. Some get high views in thousands, while others just 10. Is there any guidance here? So at the end of the day, you need to learn what kind of content your consumers interact with. All right. You get to learn. Most important thing is learning the kind of content that your consumers interact with. Then you're able to make a decision from that. All right. So you can see that there are posts that most people interact with. All right. So that is their preference. You can try and replicate such kind of posts, whatever styles or designs you used on those. So you can try and replicate those on future posts. All right. But especially if you're making uploads, especially picture uploads, you need to ensure that they're high resolution. What do we mean by high resolution? What is the standards? What are the resolution standards, especially on Google My Business profile? So it needs to be 400 pixels wide, all right? 400 pixels wide and 300 pixels tall. So these are the standard resolutions for images on the Google Business profile. 400 pixels wide and 300 pixels tall, all right? So that is what we mean by having good resolution images, all right? So Lisa, you already have insights on the kind of content that your audience is interacting with more. So whatever posts you're making subsequent to those, make sure that you use the same style and design, because they have already shown that that is their preference, that is what they like. All right. And at the end of the day, it's about what your audience wants. You need to give your audience what they want. All right. So do we have any other question? Any other question? Hello, good to be here. My profile is Elsie's Kekari. Yeah, that's Lisa still. Thank you so much. And Saumu, thank you so much. Saumu says my business is not on Google Maps, but hopefully after this, I will be able to create that. Thank you so much. Yeah, so make sure you come up with with a location. Make sure you have your business on Google Maps. Make sure you create a Google business profile, right? So the second part of this session, we are going to see how to get set up on Google My Business. How do you get set up? I think my internet is acting up, so just give me a second. I'm trying to sort this out. All right. Yes, so this is what we're going to look at, how to get set up on Google My Business profile. If you don't have a business profile yet, so maybe just try and take note of how you're going to go about this. Then after this session, you can try and get set up on your own. There are 4 steps when you're creating a Google Maps listing. The first thing, you need to create your Google business profile. All right, that is what I've talked about in the previous session. All right, creating your Google business profile. And Jane posted the link in the chat section. Jane posted the link in the chat section on how to get started with setting up a GMB profile. And for verification, because if you don't get your profile verified by Google, you cannot manage your account. What I mean by managing your account, you won't be able to make updates in terms of, if I want to change the office hours, if I want to include other information, I won't be able to do that if Google does not verify my business. All right. So create your profile first. The link to creating the profile will be posted, and then verify. There's also a form that you will fill to help with the verification of your business. So make sure you fill that form, click on it, paste it. You can look at it later on. All right. And then complete your profile. Complete your profile in terms of add photos, add events if you have events. If you have promo codes, you can add all of those promo codes. All right. Discounts. If you have new products that have come up, you can always update all of those on your business profile. All right. That is what we mean by populating your listing. Okay. So step 1, this is it. Create your business profile. You go to business.google.com. Jane will post the link in the chat section. I can see she's already posted it. Thank you so much, Jane. All right. So click on the link to try and set up your own Google My Business profile. So there are prompts to every step. So it's a bit easier. Once you sign in, you get prompts on the way forward. So it's very straightforward. I don't think you will experience any problem. The only issue will come when you doing the verification, and that is where we come in to help you. There is a form that you're going to fill. Jen will post the link to the form, so make sure you fill the form to help with the verification. If you want to manage if you have a listing already, all right, and you want to manage it on the go, you can download the Google My Business app on your phone. All right. So you can also create your profile from your phone. You can manage it at the comfort of your phone. All right. So it's on the go, really. You don't have to have a machine to create and manage the business profile. All right. So what is your business name? Include your business name. All right. So what is the name that most of your clients interact with? How do your clients know you use that name? All right. Is it Elsie's Bakery? So that is the name that you're going to use. All right. What industry are you in? Choose the category of your industry. And I will repeat again, if you don't find your industry in the drop down, make sure you click on the industry that is closest to yours. All right. So choose the industry. Do you want to add a location customers can visit, like a store or office? If you have a physical location, you can input the physical location. It helps your customers to know where you're located. All right. If you don't have a physical location, you can also include your resident address. All right. You can also include your resident address. All right. It's not limited. I mean, it's not a must to have a physical store. Okay. You can also include your residence address. Okay. And then choose a way to verify. So there are very many ways that, because when Google is verifying your business, they will send you a link to try and click on it. So you choose options, could be on Google Search Console. If you have Search Console, that is, we looked at Search Console in the previous session. Search Console helps you with search engine optimization, especially for your business. All right. So you link your business, you link your website with Google Search Console, and it helps you to understand the keywords that people are using to get the products or services that are similar to yours. All right. And it also helps in knowing the performance of your website in terms of the keywords that people use to come to your website. What did they do when they came to your website? Which pages of your website are performing well? All right. So Google Search Console helps a lot with that. If you have a website, make sure you've linked it with Google Search Console. All right. So with verification, you can either choose Google Search Console, you can choose either by email or by phone. All right, depending on which one is easy for you to access. Okay, so you can choose either phone, email, or Google Search Console. All right, then reach out and get verified. This is where the form that Jane will post in the chat section, fill out the form to help with verification. All right, if you don't want to fill out the form, Google works with other partners. All right, Google works with other partners that help with the verification. In Kenya, we have Africa 118. All right, in Kenya, we have Africa 118. So you can try and reach out to them. Africa 118, you can just Google them. They are they're Google verification partners, so they can also help you with that. Or you can go to www.opera.com to help you with that. But since Impactor is here to help you, all right, we have a form that you can fill. So it makes this process a lot more easier, all right? So make sure you verify your business. We've talked about that. If you're experiencing any issues, if you are doing this alone and you're experiencing any issues with that, you can go to support.google.com, all right, to get the help that you need, all right? So the third thing, remember there are 4 steps. The third thing is you need to ensure your profile is complete. This is in terms of the address, the opening hours, the contact details, the visual content, and the logo. Remember I said if you don't have a logo, you can try and use Canva to come up with your own logo. It's important for a business to have a logo, all right? It's really important for a business to have a logo. And I know most of us probably choose or probably don't know how to go around that because you feel like you need a designer to come up with a logo for you. That you can use Canva to curate your own logo. All right. So try and visit canva.com. You can also create posters from Canva. You can create flyers. All right. So try and interact with Canva. Populating your listing. All right. Populating your listing. That is the address, the opening hours, contact details, and the visual content. Visual content being images. All right. So what makes a complete Google My Business listing important? You have 2.7 times more people are more likely to be considered trustworthy. All right. So if your business has a Google My Business profile, you're highly likely or 2.7 times more likely to be considered trustworthy because during the verification process, Google does some due diligence on the profile before they verify your business. So it's very hard to get a scam business on having a GMB, all right? Because there's a process that goes about in trying to verify the authenticity of that business, all right? And 70% are more likely to attract location visits. We've looked at previous statistics before, right? So these are more or less additional statistics on why it is important to have a GMB, right? And 50% are more likely to lead to a purchase. I mean, I would purchase from a business that I feel is trustworthy. So how can I verify it, that it's trustworthy? How can I do that? The first thing I would know is, Google can't verify for a business to have a GMB if it's not authentic. All right. So that gives you an edge in terms of your clients being confident in interacting with you. All right. So populating your listing, this is the last step when you're coming up with a GMB. You add photos. Remember, we talked about having high resolution photos, and the standard for a GMB is 400 pixels wide and 300 pixels tall. All right. So make sure you're using high resolution images. You can have images of your interior, all right? So you can have images of a section of your business inside. So when I'm looking at your profile, I can see what this business is about. You can have an exterior image that's showing probably the exterior of a shop, the name of the business, at the entrance of a shop. How does it look like? I can see images of the street next to it, all right? And then you can have interior photos. You can have sections of the interior of your business shown. And if there are other products or there are services that you're offering, you can also have photos of those on your profile. All right. So you can also have photos of your products and of either a service that's being offered. You can have photos, all those photos on your profile. All right. And make sure you update your opening hours. Keep your content fresh. All right. So listen, um, you you found out that most of your clients are interacting with certain posts more than others. All right. So keep it fresh, keep it, updated. Make sure that you have these people always coming back to your post, because the more you have people visiting your page, the more you have people visiting your profile, the high chances they are likely to convert with you. You just need to ensure that you make their user journey smooth. All right. So adding photos. I've talked about having logos. All right. If you don't have a logo, I have mentioned you can go to canva.com and then cover photos. So this cover photo is a photo that best represents your business. All right. We looked at an example of Bush and Events. We saw the cover photo that he had. It speaks for itself. You understand? Before I even get to read about what the business is about, I can understand what this business is at first glance. All right, because people don't like to read through a lot of literature. So try and use visuals that really communicate what your business is about, what your product or service is about, without me having to go through the literature. All right. So I've talked about additional photos. Those are interior photos, exterior photos, or product stroke service photos. All right. Then update your hours. Make sure you update your hours correctly. All right. So if as a business you're opening 8 to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday, indicate that. All right. So that if there's someone who wants to make in-store visits and they come at 6 p.m., and then if they come at 6 p.m. they'll be like, I thought you guys are open. All right. So and you're closed. So make sure you indicate the times that you're open. It helps with clients reaching out to you. All right. And keeping content fresh. So we were talking about keeping content fresh. Update your opening hours, right? Use attributes to highlight service options, right? Use attributes to highlight service options. What do I mean by attributes? What do I mean by attributes? Right? Could be, do you have takeaway services? All right. Do you have eating services? Do you have delivery services? You can always update this on your profile. It makes it easier to make your customers complete the consumer journey. So there's awareness, and then they've engaged with you, and then there's conversion. It helps with them moving down the consumer journey funnel. All right. So if you're offering takeout and I go online and maybe I'm looking for a pizza shop near me, all right, and then I find your shop, you have a profile, I find it online, but I feel like I don't want to make an in-store visit. I want it delivered, but how can I know that they deliver without me having to call the number that's on the profile? All right. So you can use the attributes feature to communicate additional service options that your business is offering. All right. And then add posts to your profile. We've talked about this. Turn on messaging. All right. Ensure that your clients can communicate with you easily, that you can communicate to your clients easily. All right. And then edit your business description. If I am dealing with electronics only, maybe I'm dealing with Apple products only. All right. And then I decided, you know what? I'm not just selling phones. Right now, I have additional accessories, phone accessories. Could be phone covers or screen protectors. So these are new products that I have brought in. I need to communicate this on my business description. What is my business offering? All right. And then we've talked about the hours and services disclaimer. And then you can use Google Trends. So Google Trends is one of the tools offered by Google. Please, Jen will post the link to Google Trends in the chat section. All right. Jen will post the link to Google Trends in the chat section. So Google Trends helps you a lot in knowing what is trending, if there's an incline in a trend, if there's a decline in a trend, the kind of keyword searches that are there. All right. So Google helps you with that. So if there's something trending at the moment and your business can hop onto that, you get to learn that using Google Trends. You can also know the trend. You can also know the trending topics by location. You can know this is trending in Nairobi, this is trending in Arusha. The Google Trends tool gives you all these insights. All right. And once you get to know the kind of keywords that are trending or what's trending, the type of location, you'll be able to know what marketing strategy you can do to get more clients interact with you. Right. So if you also have temporary closures, especially on holidays or stuff like that, make sure you indicate that as well. All right. Remember, I talked about Google My Business offering free websites. All right. If you don't have a business, if you don't have a website, you get a website offering when you're creating the Google My Business. All right. So this is it. You get to create your profile, you get to edit your profile, and you publish your profile. All right. So you create your website, you get a domain name, create your website, edit your website in terms of content. All right. Remember, when you're putting in content for your website, try and leverage several tools, maybe Google keyword planner. All right. You can use Google keyword planner. You can use Google Trends to see the kind of keywords that your target audiences are using, and use these keywords when you're curating content for your website. It also helps with your SEO at the end of the day, right? And then publish your website, go live, all right? So when you're creating the website, you can see there's the tab. That's where you have to click on it. The fourth tab, there's home, there's info, photos, and the fourth tab, website. Click on that to get started with creating your own website. All right. So I did mention that you can create and manage your business profile on the go with your phone. On the go on your phone. So you can manage your profile with the Google My Business app. You can attract customers by sharing offers and events. All right. Engage with customers on the go. Make sure you can also make your business profile stand out with photos. Learn how your customers find you. That is with insights. I did talk about insights. All right. So the Google Business Profile app, it's more or less just like the Google Business Profile tool, but the app is installed on your phone. So if you want to access it, just go to Play Store and download that. All right. If you're using an iPhone, you can go to Apple Store, download that. All right. Do you have any questions right now before we go to the last session? Okay, but Jen has done a good job with responding to your queries. Gift is asking, can you change location once you move town? Yes, you can change locations. All right. And if you have a business that has multiple offices, you can include the location of the headquarters. All right. Make sure you include the location of the headquarters. All right. So Lisa asks, what are labels on the profile? Also, I have seen that by July, GMB will not be available. Will the maps app work the same? All right. So the GMB is available. It's not, they're not, Google is not getting rid of it. So the GMB is very much available. All right. Even past July, it's still available. All right. So what are labels on the profile? I don't understand your question, Lisa, in terms of what are labels on your profile. How does the marketing kit work? So the marketing kit helps you with creating posters, creating social posts, all right? You get to create free posters with the marketing kit. So just click on the link. Jen will post the link again and try and use that to create with social posts. Try and use that to create social posts and posters that you can use for your posts, all right? So the last part of this session is creating an engaging business profile listing. How do you make your listing stand out? All right. Add engaging photography. I have really insisted on this in terms of the resolution, and I will reiterate again. All right. The standard resolution for a GMB is 400 pixels wide by 300 pixels tall, all right? And make sure you create engaging posts. Make sure you're putting out posts that encourage engagement. You just don't want people to come to your profile and not do anything. You want them to engage with you, because engagement is the second step to them converting, all right? So make sure they engage with you, all right? And that means creating engaging posts, all right? Creating engaging posts also goes back down to the copy of your post, all right? Is your copy appealing? Is your copy engaging in terms of the photography? Is it appealing to the eye? Are you using bold colors? Do you have a style for your post? All right. And then leverage on insights. This is understanding your audience insights and understanding their behavior on the platform and how you can use that for your business. All right. When you're talking about engaging posts, there's good lighting. Make sure there's good lighting, right? There's focus on one part of the business. If I'm taking an exterior photo of my business, I will need to take the photo when not so many people are crowding at the entrance. That is just an example. I will take a photo of not so many people crowding on the entrance, all right? So I will maybe take a photo when it's a bit clear. You're able to see the entrance of my shop. You're able to see my business name at the top. I can take a photo of the street next to it, all right? So that is what we mean by focus. Make sure it's focused on what you intend your audience to consume, all right? So there are very many also editing apps that you can use, all right? There are very many editing apps that you can use for your photos and then frame them, all right? And frame them. So I talked about exterior photos. You can look at examples these are examples of just images. This post shows the entrance of this business. You can see the business name, you can see the entrance, all right? So it's focused on what this business wants their client to see, right? And then there's the interior. It shows the counter. So when you walk in, this is the counter, right? And then the virtual tour and street view. Virtual tour and street view can show sections of your business, or if you have a product that if you're selling phones, so this is the section that you need to share all of those, all right? Creating engaging posts. Add a title to your post. What do you want? What is the first thing your audience will see when they click on your post? All right, so it needs to have a title, and then you need to provide a call to action. A call to action is the action that you intend your audience or your clients to take when they see your post. All right, so it should have a clear call to action. Use photos and videos because people are very visual. People are very, very visual. And then at the moment there's storytelling, all right? So most businesses are using storytelling to communicate about their offerings, especially in terms of product or service. So if you can do storytelling, that is also fine. Storytelling, you can have it like short videos. You can have short videos, maybe 30-second videos, right? Between 0 to 30-second videos. There's so many things that you can use, especially, but ensure that they are very visual. So visual leads to photos and videos, all right? Then clear descriptions of the product or service, all right? And ensure your posts are accurate, straight to the point, all right? Engaging with your customers. So you need to ensure that you give the opportunity for your audience to leave reviews. I did mention that most most people tend to get confidence in a business depending on the kind of reviews that are on their sites, their social media sites, or their websites, or their business profiles. All right. So try and encourage your customers to leave reviews and communicate with them. Don't force them to leave the reviews though. All right. It is not a must. Give them, let them know that it's an option, but just try to encourage them to do that. All right. Because we're not doing guerrilla marketing. All right. Don't force it down their throats. All right. So just try and encourage them subtly to leave reviews on your site. It also helps with your rating. It helps with your profile rating. Okay. So having reviews on your site helps with your profile rating. So make sure you encourage your customers to leave reviews. All right. So at the moment, if you're looking at, I'll take you back to Bush and Events. What are you doing to encourage your customers to leave reviews? If you have a profile, if you have a website, if you have a social, if you have social media pages, what are you doing currently to ensure that your customers are leaving reviews? Do you have reviews on your site? Do you think reviews are important? All right. Beryl, Lisa, Beryl, how did you say I can reach you? So Beryl Okwach, right, is my name on Beryl Atieno Okwach is my name on LinkedIn. Try and connect with me on LinkedIn. Then you can drop me a message. I will be able to respond. Okay, Lisa. Beryl Atieno Okwach. That's my name on LinkedIn. So try and connect with me on LinkedIn. I will accept your connection. Then we can pick up the discussion from there, right? Nelly asks, is it possible to change or edit my name on my business profile, or I have to create another profile? So if your profile is already verified, you're able to you can manage that. You can make edits, all right? You can make edits on your profile anytime, right? So leveraging on insights to grow your business. Leveraging on insights to grow your business. All right. So with insights, you can get to know your audience insights. You can get to know what they did when they came to your profile, where they came from. All right. What action did they take when they visited your profile? All right. And there are 4 categories of insights that you can get with the business profile, with the Google My Business profile. There are 4 categories of insights that you can get. The first thing is the direct insight. So you get to know the number of people who visited your website, or not the website. You can get to know the number of people who, visited your profile by searching your business name. All right. So they already know your existence. So they made a direct search, all right, of your business. It's like when you were making the search for Bush and Events, it was a direct search. We already knew the business name and made a search on it. So if he'll go back to look at his insights, he will see the number of people who visited his site by making direct searches, right? The next category of insights is the discovery search, all right? So these are people, you get to know the people who visited your site by searching on similar categories or products, similar products or services that you're offering. All right. If I made a search on tours and travels company, right? For example, if I made a search for a tours and travel company in general, all right, and then Bush and Events came up, all right, he should be able to know also that I got to his site since I made a search by making a query on a similar product or service. So I didn't make a search on the business name. I mean, using the business name. All right. So I used the name I used a query that is related to a similar product or services that is offering. All right. That is the second category. It's called the discovery insight. So we've talked about the direct insight, discovery insight, and then there's the branded insights. So branded insights give you insights on the number of people who searched for your brand or brand related. All right. Okay. So these are people who've made searches related to your brand or another brand that is related. And your listing can only appear on the branded search if you have previously appeared on a branded search. You understand? I don't know if you've understood that. All right. Then there's the total search. So the total search is the accumulative of direct, discovery, and branded. All right. You get to find out about all these insights when you have the business profile. And learning these insights helps you to tweak, how you can better optimize your business profile, how better you can use maybe images, maybe posts. What can you do better? What other strategies can you use that to ensure that your profile is more visible to your target audience? All right. So what do you get to learn from insights, which is just what I've tried to talk about in the previous slide. So your customers, you get to find out how your customers found your listing, what did they do once they found you, where are they coming from, when people engage with most, could be even the timings. It boils down to the timings that they engaged with your profile, all right, and how your engagement compares to similar listings. It's important to see the performance of your profile vis-a-vis your competitors to see how well you're doing. Is there anything that you need to tweak? If theirs is performing better, what are they doing for them to perform better? And can you emulate the same for your business? Right? So I will pause for questions. Do we have any questions at this point? The attendance link will be posted in the chat section. Make sure you click on the attendance link, please. Fill out the attendance form. Make sure you include the correct name. All right. Make sure you include the correct name, especially because this is what the name that you input on the form is the name that will appear on your certificate. So make sure you input the correct name. All right. So Jen will post the attendance form. Make sure you click on it. Make sure you fill it. All right. If we don't have any questions, because I need to understand that you're on the same page. If you don't have any questions, you can drop me a yes. You can drop me a smiley. You can drop me your favorite emoji. All right. What is the name of the course? Get set up on Google My Business. That was the topic for today's session. Get set up on Google My Business. All right. Do we have any questions? If you don't have any questions, also indicate no questions because I need to understand we are on the same page. If you found the session insightful, you can let us know that the session was insightful. It's very important that we get your feedback. Okay. Remember to sign up for the Google Hustle Academy. I did mention, a 1 week long bootcamp that is being offered by Google, and it's very free. You get to learn about strategies that you can use to scale your businesses. All right. So that is it. If you want to self-learn, there's also a link that you can, the link, learndigital.withgoogle.com. You can click on it and you can self-learn, all right, and still get certified on your own, all right? So you can click on that link and try and learn 1, 2, 3, many things on digital marketing, all right? So that is it. Thank you so much. Bushan Events has said this is a very great session. Thank you so much. Uvumukiza, thank you all the way from Rwanda. Nora, thank you so much. So just make sure you fill out the attendance form. It's the link has been pinned on the screen. Make sure you fill out the attendance form. And then if you're interested in the bootcamp, sign up for the bootcamp. If you want to self-learn, self-learn. The link, all these links have been posted in the chat section. And you can follow us on our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Digital Skills Africa, or Impact Her. All right. Thank you so much. We are 5 minutes past our session. I'm really glad that you are able to join us. Thank you, Mona. All right. So see you next time. Let me see. Our next session will be next week. Our next session will be next week, 5th. All right. Is it 5th? Yeah. But you will get an email updating you. If you have other friends who want to join the session, prompt them to join us. All right. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Bye, Faith.